welcome back to Barbecue My Way. If you were to ask my wife what my absolute favorite food is, I'll bet she would say buffalo wings. We're gonna make the authentic thing here today on Barbecue My Way, and you don't need a lot. A high smoke oil, in this case I'm using peanut oil, a fryer, or you can just use a deep pot on your stove with a candy thermometer to test the temperature. You just need some Frank's hot sauce, you need some butter, you need some vinegar, you need some chicken wings, some celery, and carrots. Let's get rolling. Tip, and you'll find a joint that you should be able to go through pretty easy. You want to make sure your knife is very sharp, and then to separate the drumstick portion, kind of go down the side and you'll kind of move into the joint. There you go. It slides right through the joint. It takes a little practice to get quick at it, but you'll figure it out. All right, so we've got the peanut oil heating up. We got the chicken wings all cut up. I did 2 of those big packages, so I'm going to make hot sauce that's enough for probably 30 wings, which is probably 60 pieces. So first we're going to start it up. Now, a lot of times when you see buffalo sauce recipes, you see all different kinds of ingredients. I'm making from what I've come to research to be the authentic buffalo recipe, but I am going to add a little cayenne. So we're going to start off, now again, remember this is for a lot of chicken wings. We're going to start off with 7 tablespoons of butter. We're going to melt that down. All right, the butter's pretty much melted. In goes the 1 1/2 cups of Frank's hot sauce. Now this is a big batch. And roughly 7 to 8 tablespoons of white wine vinegar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pretty precise, huh? Now we're going to stir this up. Now again, we're going to doctor this up a little bit in the sense that I'm going to add some cayenne pepper just to give it a little bit more heat. But what you have right now, once it's all mixed well together, is the authentic buffalo sauce. And it's a lot of interesting stories. I've actually written some articles on buffalo wings about how the sauce has started. Everybody seems to trace it back to the Anchorage Bar in Buffalo back in the late 60s. But then you've got 2 different stories on how it came about, coming from the same family. So research that if you want, it's pretty interesting. So there we go. I'm going to let that just come to a quick boil. And in the meantime, as I told you, again, this is not authentic, but I add a little bit of cayenne pepper just to bring up the heat a little bit more. So we're going to set this aside and keep it on a very low simmer so the butter doesn't separate from the hot sauce. And then we're just going to start deep frying some wings. All right, so the beeper went off, which tells us that the heat is up to 375, which is where we want it. The key when you deep fry buffalo wings is you don't want to do too many at once, because when you put these cold wings down, the temperature does drop, and you don't want low oil temperature. Also, I do not season the wings at all. I just do them straight and then allow the barbecue or the buffalo sauce to be the seasoning. So here we go. One of the things I typically do is when it first gets put down is I'll get in there and mix them up. Otherwise they'll stick together. So this will be about 12 minutes and we'll show you what they look like when they're done. Let me put the timer on first though. All right, it's been about 12 minutes. And as you can see, and I'm going to lift the camera here to give you a better view. They're kind of floating. You see how they're kind of floating? That's a pretty good sign they're done. So we'll pull them out and I'll show you how I drain them. Once I let them hang drain a little bit over the fat, I'll bring them over to a cookie cooler with paper towel underneath it on a cookie sheet. And I'll just dump them out here. Let them continue to drain. I don't put the sauce on them until it's time to serve them, because the sauce will kind of sog them up a little bit. If I'm doing a big batch like I am right now, I will keep them warm in the oven on a low temperature. All right, so there are the wings that are fried, deep fried, nice and crispy, being kept in the oven. We've got the hot sauce here that we're warming up again. Now we just transfer all these wings to the pot or the pan that we'll be pouring the sauce onto. Okay. I'm going to do one more mix of the sauce to make sure the butter and hot sauce are incorporated. Now we're just going to drizzle on. That, my friends, some authentic buffalo wings. We might have a taster here that's going to try them in a second.
Do you wish you were me right now? Plate of wings right in front of you. Perfect crunchy. The chicken's really tender and moist. And there's kick, but not too much. It's just perfect. Try legitimate wings. You would love them.